I call marriage and long-term relationships a monkey trap. It's a monkey trap based on the golden stone that's placed in a box. And this box is designed in such a way where when you put your hand in this box, you got to flatten out your hands. What that means is you got to be willing to reciprocate. You got to be willing to compromise. You got to be willing to lower or change your unrealistic standards. You got to be acknowledgeable. You got to be smart. You got to know what you're getting yourself into. You got to be prepared. You got to be organized. You got to be certified. You got to be qualified. And you got to have long vision before you put your hand in that box to grab this golden stone. See, for the majority of people, and it may not be for everyone, because I know there are dub bodies. If you want to know what that means, go back to some of my other audios about individuals who don't really have a soul. Individuals who are just living like animals. There are lots of things that are in nature that just exist. That doesn't mean it's truly alive. And you don't need a soul to function. Let me say that again for you who are religious and church bound, because you don't think nor read outside of your program book called The Manual of Human Control. I said, just because it is animated and it moves, that doesn't mean it has a soul. There are plenty of things that are like that. You just don't want to understand it because of your programming. You're glitching because the matrix that's connected to the back of your head. Because normally a common person who is seeking for the greater aspirations out of this generation and existence, they want what the golden stone is. The golden stone is having somebody to be with you in your life struggles, having a companion, having someone who will truly love you. I'm not talking about the love that y'all present today. I'm not talking about y'all salted down, watered down, or over indulged in amalgamated ignorance sort of interpretation of love. I'm talking about real love. I'm talking about something that is workable, that this person truly cares about you in the most heartfelt and soul-wrenching situations. Yes, there's a such thing as it. It comes with a condition, but I've discussed what that condition is, and as a matter of fact, this that I'm discussing now with the monkey trap can be a form of a condition, because you know what you want, but there has to be conditions to reach it and conditions to maintain it. So in the circle of, let's say, marriage and relationships, the monkey box exists. The monkey box is available. The monkey box is there. And so with the exchange that is an occurrence within the people who are partaking in this journey together, the hands is flat, and you put your hand into the box, is flat, and you're able to engage in its stone. You're touching the stone now. It's in the palm of your hand. All right, listen to what I'm saying. It's in the palm of your hand. So now that you're in a relationship, now that you are committed to each other, now that you have probably walked down the aisle, which is the most dumbest thing that you could have ever done to yourself in your life. But since you've already done it, are you in this long-term relationship? Okay. To maintain that relationship, you got to grip the stone. So of course that means now you got to ball up your hands. That means your fingers is now wrapped around this golden stone. That's called maintaining your relationship. That's called keeping your body fresh and fit. That's called keeping your mind together. That's called compromising. That's called knowing how to give and provide what that relationship requires to survive. I should not have to repeat myself. If you are a sloth, You should not be here. I told you about my standards and what's outside of my door. If you don't comprehend that, okay, exit stage right immediately. So therefore, now you are in your life circle. Now you are dealing with your consequences. Now you are in the game. Now, what a lot of people don't understand is it's easy to get into a relationship. It's easy to engage in this marital sort of dumb decision. It's easy to do it. It's easy to fall. It's easy to slide down a slope. It's very easy to fail, and even more so in this generation that we are existing in today. Notice I didn't say live. I'm referring to an audio that I made called Life Isn't For Everyone. You need to go check that out and you'll know immediately what I'm talking about. No, you're existing. You're existing. In existence, it's easier to fall down flat on your face than it is to succeed because of all the high, unrealistic demands. Because every rat in the box, it's every crab in the barrel syndrome. It's every monkey and sheep going in the wrong direction or going in one direction and forcing you to do the same thing because a herd or the pack of automatons don't know how to think for themselves. So therefore you get caught up in it, whether it might be in your economics, financially, around you, your job, traffic. Yes, traffic. When you're around a whole lot of other morons who don't know how to drive, you get caught up in it. Yes, you do. People who don't want to tell the truth, people who do not give you the right information, people who don't know how to do their job right, because when they don't know how to do their job right, if you're working with them, you're going to have to suffer, especially if you're operating like a team. You got 4 people that don't want to pick up their labor or pick up their side of the requirements. You got to suffer, or you got to stay longer, or you got to do more than what you should be doing because the other parts of your team is failing. So one point or the other, you got a pack of sheep going in a direction, okay, and you have to deal with the conundrums, the problems, the headaches, the manipulations, the sicknesses, and the dumb droughts that they produce. Because out of the midst of them, there's going to be a few who should not be there. That you'd rather stay home. That you'd rather be the manager or the boss and say, you know what, you fired, get the hell out of my face. Just give you an example here. But however, we don't learn our facts and logic when it comes to relationships and being diligent in your responsibilities. We don't look at it like it's the monkey putting its hand in the trap. And it's made this way. It's made where it's easier to fail, or it's easier to succumb a halting or a retard situation where you are restricted of momentum, forward momentum, than it is to gain that momentum, because there's a reason behind it. There's a reason why it takes the rocket with so much fuel, the consumption of so much fuel, so much force, so much technology, so much of an ability to, so much technology and components that are required to get this thing from the surface of the earth to break the atmosphere and to break the barrier to get out of to the outer spaces, to the realm in which we are not, as normal common humans, walking upon human earth. It takes a lot for a drag car to go to 0 to 100 miles per hour, or for some a little bit faster than that, or further than that. When it comes to a drag race, 0 to 60 requires, if you notice, some of these drag cars, or some of the even regular cars, 500 horses isn't enough. 500 horsepower, for some of you who don't understand cars, may only be for driving conditions. Maybe you have a passing situation, or maybe you want to show off, or maybe you want to sound like you got something under the hood, but it's a good number. It is a good number. And it depends on the body. It depends on how heavy the weight of the car is, and the aerodynamics and the engineering that's involved. You know, carbon fiber or aluminum body, the list goes on. or plastic everywhere, whatever you prefer. However, 500 is good, but it's nothing compared to true competition, where there's a difference between 1,500 horses versus 500 horses. It sounds different, it feels different, and that's competition level there. That's victory level. All right, but you would ask yourself, how come it doesn't take 15 horsepower? I said 15, that's like a lawnmower engine. That's like a push lawnmower to get this automobile from 0 to 100 miles per hour. Of course, you can talk about the gravity. You can talk about G forces. You can talk about the air. You can talk about aerodynamics. You can talk about all sorts of engineering dynamics that is required to adjust to this particular subject that we're talking about. But what it all falls down to, what it all acclimates to in its finality is power. Power. It takes power to get to 0 to the next stage of your life, 0 to the next stage of your paradigm, 0 to the next stage of your success, 0 to the highest academic or standings in which you may decide to reach. It takes power to get there. And in some cases, it may require money as a form of power to open up those opportunities and those successes in which you are seeking for. Whatever dynamic or whatever the angle that you are seeking to achieve. There's a reason behind it, because there's a thing called responsibility. There's a thing called accountability. There's a thing called I made my bed, so I am responsible to lay my ass in it. Do you understand? I did not wash my clothes yesterday, and this is the only pair of clothes I have, so I have no choice but to walk around with my stinky ass and my stinky ass clothes all day, because I'm responsible for not washing my clothes the other day. Or if I don't brush my nasty yellow teeth, okay, and I walk out of the house, and if somebody can smell my funk from the other side of the sidewalk, first of all, you got a problem. And second of all, you shouldn't leave the house like that. But third of all, you can't get mad if you get roasted while you at a grocery store, or while you working, or when you walking past somebody. If you have a conversation with someone and they hold their nose because they think that you went to the bathroom and you had a smorgasbord with the toilet. You can't get upset. There's a thing called accountability. So if somebody roasts you and talk you down, okay, it's your fault. When you decide not to go to the gym, you don't work out, you don't take care of yourself, you don't take the healthy, you don't eat vegetables like you are supposed to, you don't pay attention to your own phylum, your own genetic pattern, you don't know nothing about your genetic inheritance, you don't know nothing about your cultural facts of knowing what you should eat based on your culture, and you get sick, you get diabetes, you get some type of autism that you're going to pass on to your child, you get glaucoma, you get bad knees, you get a bad back, okay, you start farting frogs, that's your problem. Because there comes a time where it's called responsibility and accountability. Now, have I made myself clear? Now, before I go forward, let me go ahead and take this red pill. And you are going to take your red pill as well. Now, today I am drinking on, amazing enough, not tea. This is actually almond milk today. Almond milk is pretty good. I endorse almond milk. Almond milk is very good for my phylum. It's good for my culture. It's good for my skin. It's good for my hair. It's good for my digestive system. I haven't tried it, but I can probably drink. I'm pretty sure that if I drink like half a container of almond milk, I'll probably be good all day. Not no bad digestive system, because it works out well for me. Okay, it works out perfectly with my red pills. Okay, but when you take something that's made from a cow or an animal. I'm not an animal. I'm not a cow, so I'm not going to drink a cow's milk. I'm not a calf. Okay, here's my facts for you. If you can't listen, if you can't roll your funny self under a cow and put your bobble lips under the cow and suck it like the calf do, why the hell are you drinking it out of your gallons? Why are you going to the store and buying it? Because they filter it out and pasteurize it? Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind? Listen, are you out of your mind? Do I have to ask you, are you out of your mind? Does it make any difference if you go get poison from a rattlesnake and you make a glass of grape juice out of it? Okay, you filter all the hormones and you do all the amalgamation and manipulation of this particular substance and you drink it. Is that going to make a difference? It's still made from a rattlesnake. It's still poison. It's still no good for you, whether you like it or not. Now, yeah, I can get to the scientific geek sort of zone here, talk about how you can use venom as a medicine. I comprehend all that. We're not even going to get into that. I'm talking about the regular snake poison. When you're not using it for medicine or for your healing properties, it's not going to make a difference. It's still going to be snake venom, no matter what type. Oh, okay. So let's say the snake venom comes out yellow. It comes out yellow, and you do your toxicities and your manipulations, and you put it in the flask, and you change the color of it, and you're able to distill this venom and make it look clear like water. Is that going to make a difference? It's still snake venom. It amazes me how smart humans think they are today. It amazes me how technologically inclined we are with our dumb phones, but yet we can't comprehend this. You're a human being and you're drinking cow milk. Are you out of your mind? This is the reason why we have soft, weak, pacified, feminized, backwards walking automatons today, because you don't even know what you're putting in your mouth and you call yourself smart. You get a PhD in stupidity. I don't understand. I just don't comprehend this. Now, you'll be like, oh my God, Morpheus is throwing punches. Well, you know, this is me. This is what we do usually over here. We talk nothing but truth, because I told you, outside of my door, no sloths allowed. You got to be a sloth thinking like that. You got to be a sloth. And you say, oh, this is a form of health. How? There are multiple ways to get your calcium. There's multiple ways to get your vitamin D, your vitamin D3 as well. Not from an animal. If you're not an animal, why are you taking in animal enzymes, DNA, and the juices that is the secretion that comes from it? You are a parasite. Why? In the 2020s? Let me get off that. Let me stop for a moment here. Now, so getting back to the subject here of this accountability. Once again, you are accountable when you make bad mistakes, when you just don't think straight with your decisions. So you work hard for something, that way it can be confirmed. Like some automobiles, like I don't think it's a Koenigsegg. It might be the Koenigsegg, and it might be some Lamborghinis. I know I've driven the Ferrari, and it has a launch control that you have to really commit yourself to let the car know that, yes, I'm going to launch. Yes, I'm going. You telling the car, yes, I'm really ready to drive. I'm actually confident that I want to go from 0 to 100 in a certain amount of time. Okay, but the car that my friend had, no, it wasn't my Ferrari. Don't start laughing. Funny, Morpheus, you got a Ferrari. Now you're really talking no. I don't have a Ferrari. I said my friend has a Ferrari that he let me borrow. Some of y'all are ignorant. You need to take your funny looking self back to my other audios. I talked to you about this. I'm not even going to explain. I'm not going to tell you where the Ferrari came from. Okay, take your lazy self back there and learn something. I'm not going to explain it. I'm just going to keep the story going. If you're lost, that's your problem. Stay in the back of the classroom and suck on your lollipop. Okay, simple as that. But the Ferrari he had did not have that sort of launch control. It was almost like just a plain go-to system. And all you need to do is push the toggle switch, and it's going to be ready to launch automatically because of the way the car is made. You're in a Ferrari. What do you expect? We know what a Ferrari is and what it's all about. No, you might have, most likely you have a launch control in a normal sports car or something like that, or a normal family vehicle that just so happen to have a very what do you call that, high performing system and engine, because normally it's just for your everyday driving. Normally it might be a 5-seater or a 4-seater. So the car needs to know that you're going to be committed to it. But Ferrari is a different story. Again, knowing what you're getting yourself into. Again, we're still talking about the monkey box. Bear with me as I break this down to you in all its angles. Bear with your professor. Okay? But in the launch control, in the vehicles that do have it, and there is some supercars that have these launch controls, they want you to go through certain measures before you are before it engages in full capacity. The computer will tell you to push certain buttons, push certain logs, adjust the steering wheel a certain way, make sure things are strapped over here, and the tachometer will change in front of you because the car is telling you, listen, little human being, we're getting ready to take off. Okay, and we're not going to take off at 0 to 40 miles per hour like you normally do on your city roads. We're getting ready to burn some rubber and show you what this engine is truly all about. What this $1 million car or $900,000 car or $500,000 car is all about. By the way, I love the Ferrari Superfast. I like that car. I fell in love with that car the first day I saw it. I was like, wow, I like that car. I think that's the Ferrari Superfast M12, something like that. Anyway, so once you're in it, there's no out. What that means is, you know what you got yourself into. You know that this car, the exhaust is going to change. That's when you got a real engine and a real transmission, not this old plastic, computerized, electrified junk that most of you got because you're no longer. Let me stop. Let me slow myself down. I can't help you by dousing you with hot heat and fire. Okay, so let me be nice. The cars that you like to drive for your phylum, not me. Okay, a real boy's toy with a real engine and transmission and a real exhaust note, not made up by some computer geek, but made up by natural aspiration. Okay, the car is going to let you know it's serious and it mean business. So therefore, when you go on 150 miles per hour, you know why. There is no stupid second guessing what you are doing or what's going on, what the problem is. Okay, does the class comprehend what I'm saying thus far? Is everybody up to date? Is everybody who is listening to the sound of Morpheus in my red pill comprehend what I am saying? That means you are committed to what you signed up for. That means it made sure that you knew what you was doing. Sometimes it have you push the button twice because the car is saying, okay, you want to do this? Oh, you want to do this? Oh, you really want it? You want to do? Okay, listen, owner, do you really want to do this? Some Koenigseggs is like that. I can't come up with the name of one of them specifically, but some of them are like that, where it's like, you push the switch, it won't respond, but you have to push it twice. Because the first time I was like, okay, maybe you accidentally pushed the switch, and we don't want you to actually push the, I guess for your normal vehicle, you can call it overdrive. But in this one, it's just your launch control where it's going to do its full capacity. You might bump your knee or your finger against it, but when you push it several times, you're letting the computer know, yes, I want it. Yes, come on, hit me. Yes, throw it at me. Let's go. Yes, I am serious. I want it. I'm ready. Yes, give it to me. And then therefore, while you flying down the road, the car's like, okay, yes, you wanted this. Let's go. All consequences, responsibility, you are accountable. So let's transform that to the monkey box. Relationships and marriages is the same damn way. Do you understand? Where it takes work to actually maintain this, where you got to hold your hand around this golden stone. Now let's move this a little bit further. Let's tell you what happened afterwards while you're in this relationship or this marriage. For some of you who don't comprehend, because you was, let me stop. Morpheus, stop. Listen, you got to maintain it, and you got to keep this thing polished, and you got to be responsible because you brought the farm. You signed up for it. You said, like a chimpanzee, I do. You said, like a guy who want to be monogamous, who don't know who you are. Oh, I just want one woman for the rest of my life. Knowing full goddamn well that she's going to change, knowing that she's going to gain 50 pounds eventually after having your child, having 2 children, she'll gain an additional 3 times that. So now she's about, what, 250? Pushing 300 pounds. She's bigger than you are. And you still talking about, well, I love her. I love her. She's the only woman in my life. While you're sitting there watching porno on your computer. Or I don't know if I can say that, but when you're watching junk on your computer. Okay, you're watching stuff behind your wife or your girlfriend's back because you're no longer attracted to this girl who you committed yourself to. Dummy. So you committed to this woman who you did not have long vision, did not know what it takes to keep the relationship going. So therefore, now you got to do the unnecessary. Now you're checking out other women when she ain't looking. Now you're in the grocery store. She's 100 and I was gonna say 100. That's light for these American women. No, American women weigh more than that. No, she's about 220, right? And you got the little bitty kids with you if you ever go to the store. It's kind of funny how a lot of times I don't see when it comes to married women who are like that, who is out of shape. They just look, well, let's just say they don't look good. Their husbands aren't with them at the grocery store, but women who weigh like 130 pounds and they look okay, they still look slim, they still look young and healthy, that their boyfriend is always there or their husband. It's amazing. It's amazing how men are programmed and smart that way. They will go out in public with a woman who looks good, his wife who looks okay and comfortable to be around, but the woman who had let herself go and she got kids, she'll have a ring on her finger and she'll say, yeah, I'm married, but her husband's nowhere to be found. I wonder why. That's a very interesting mystery to me. But anyway, getting back to the subject. So if you are there, wherever you are in your life with her, knowing that she's not what she used to be, you find yourself looking at other beautiful, younger, well-to-do women who you can't even be with now because you have committed yourself to this monkey box situation. And now you talking about, well, all I can do is cheat. All I can do is slide my numbers in a DM. All I can do is find a way to stay at work a little longer or lie and say that I've been at work a little longer while I was spending time with this extra girl because I don't want to spend time with the girl that I have committed myself to. Such a very unintelligent, disingenuous, very backwards way of thinking. But you know what? Y'all do it all the time anyway. That's why there's such thing as divorce. That's why you ain't never happy. That's why y'all end up hurting yourselves in the future and ending up bald head, lost testosterone because you don't think straight. Because you're so smart. You're so smart, you got long vision. No, you got short vision and a short thought pattern. Yeah, I keep it hard, I keep it uncut, and I tell it exactly like it is because that's what Neo expects. People who come over here to this channel, which is our channel, they know Morpheus don't play. This is what they expect to hear when they come over here. And as a matter of fact, if you knew listening to my audio, now you know who I am. Okay? Now, I'm only pretending to be, but if I was, the movie only tells you only one side of what Morpheus is. In real life out here, I'm the real deal. I don't play. There's a reason why I broke away from the Matrix, because I'm at zero tolerance of making my mind, my body, and my spirit a machine, nor or even program. And to destroy the program is what my classroom to tell the damn truth. How about that? Suck on those apples and tell me how it tastes. Now, let's go forward with the monkey box here. All right. So therefore, there is another ugly side to this, and it's called the accountability side. Because women themselves has a responsibility as well. Because guess what? Who gets the ring on their finger? Most times, who cares about having a ring on their finger? Men will get a wedding ring, but we don't care too much about it. We really don't. Most times, if you go to the jeweler shop, a male's ring isn't going to be all that elegant. It's not going to be all that flashy. And sometimes, many times actually, when I'm speaking to men and we have a conversation about whatever, or I'm counseling them, or we're talking about his life issues, when I look at his hand, his ring finger is very plain. He got a ring on his finger, but it's plain. It's like just a gold band and that's it. He's good. He's not worried about it. You know, he's not looking for anything special. Actually, as a matter of fact, he's happy that he's married. That's it. I can't see why he'd be happy, but you know, I guess with his standards, he's happy. Okay. But for a woman, okay, you go to Jacob's Jewelers, you go somewhere to the Diamond Outback or something like that. You go to all these great diamond ring places, they will show you that most times the woman's wedding ring, they'll say, oh, it's the most important thing. It's the most important thing. Sometimes they'll sell you 2 rings for 1 ring. I just don't get how y'all think. I really don't. Sometimes I just sit back and say, humans, y'all, something's going on with y'all. A meteor somewhere in the Pacific Ocean, or you know, maybe Atlantis is rising again or something, because our minds ain't in the right place. They're selling you and they give you 2 rings for one. They say, well, you got this wedding ring here and you got this other band ring. You can keep them together or wear them separately. If you go to work or somewhere, you can just wear this band ring, but you can leave your real wedding ring somewhere at home in a box. So, you know, for the common smart person, they'll say, oh, so you want me to pay extra money, right? You know, for the unlearned, uneducated man, he'll say, sure, at least it makes her happy. Okay, I'll do it. Okay, I'll spend all this useless money because I'm useless, but okay, I'll do it. But then you have this, and specifically, you got an elegant ring. Okay, regardless of that subject, even though I'm 120% right, I don't need your approval because I know this. Okay, but the wedding ring for her is always elegant. She want to make sure that everybody see it on the whole block. She wants it to bling at a distance. She wanted to bling when you're at the restaurant. She want everybody to know she's married, because when she's walking, she want everybody to be able to see it while she's walking in the sunlight and it's just shining everywhere, blinding people. That's for her. Okay. So oftentimes she's interested in that kind of stuff, even though she'll say, oh, it's about love. It's because I really want to be with him. Yeah. Dr. Dre, everybody else, and Jeff Bezos and all the other famous men found that out the hard way. Yeah. You love him for him. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, Morpheus, you're a multimillionaire. And oh, I will. You know, the funny thing is, and here's the thing. No, I'm not. I'm pretty much guaranteed. I know this for a fact. Because I learned this from our big brother, Tom Likas. Right now, I'm just a regular person. I'm just like any old type of dude that you'll meet anywhere. I'm just a regular guy. You probably would not notice me. You would, but you probably might not notice me. I'm just pretty much just regular. Right. And so imagine me becoming instantly famous, instantly like well known, and I come into a whole lot of riches and money and all this. And all the girls who I've spoken to, there's been several. There has been some girls who I really liked. Okay, some of them was Latinas. I told you I love my Latinas. Yeah. Certain kind of white girls. Yeah, I get down like that. If you don't like it, too bad. But check this out. Okay. They didn't want to give me the time of day. It was like, no, you're broke. You ain't this. You ain't that. You ain't famous. You only have this much subscribers. Right? Nobody knows anything about you. And yeah, you driving a regular old Lexus, please. You're just a regular so-and-so. So I can imagine I can imagine if I got those riches tomorrow and I actually do get a Ferrari and I'm actually very prestigious, well known. You think those very same girls will deny me? You think that they will be like, oh, you're broke, you're dusty? Absolutely not. They'll turn around, look at the car, they'll look at my shoes, they'll check my haircut out, they'll be smelling money. They'll smell it. They'll smell my cologne and be like, oh, this is expensive cologne. I know what that is. Oh, I know what that shirt is. Oh, okay, sure, I'll talk to you. You think she's talking to Morpheus? No, she's talking to Morpheus's money. She's talking to Morpheus's money. My friend who loaned me his Ferrari was laughing his ass off because he knew what I was going to get myself into. He was laughing. As a matter of fact, he was so eager. He was so eager. I thought something was wrong or something. I thought he was trying to set me up because he was like, okay, sure, okay. All right. He was like, go ahead, sure. I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, you sure? He's like, yeah, go here. As a matter of fact, the keys are hanging right there on the wall. Okay, bring it back whenever you get done. Fill up the gas tank, and he starts smiling. He's like, I'm looking at him like, what is he smiling about? He said, go have fun. Go. I'm like, uh-oh. Wait a minute. Maybe I'm biting off more than what I can chew. Wait a minute. Maybe not. Maybe I'll just test drive it another day. Maybe, no, because he's up to something. He knows something. And yeah, of course, the rats came out from underneath the beds. Roaches started scurrying all over the place. You got all kind of people who never looked at you, right? And you at the gas pump, and here come all kind of strange. Ooh, man, is that ooh, girls gawking. I seen girls who was married next to their husbands in their cars staring like they were werewolves or something. And I was beef and blood at the same time. I know what I'm talking about. Like, okay, yeah, what about me? Okay, I'm standing here, I'm Morpheus, and I'm Leon C. Morpheus, here I am. And she'll be like, oh, please. I just want to be pleased by what you got. What's this you riding? Can I ride with you? Like, wait. Do you know my channel? What are you talking about? Do you know what I talk about? Do you know I'm all about men? Do you know I'm all about empowerment? Do you know I'm all about America? Do you know I'm all about children? Do you know I love the future of people? Do you know I'm all about saving souls, lives, and giving truth and putting truth to reality? Or shall I say, speaking truth to power? That's what they really say. So I don't know what you're talking about, but I like your car. I like your... Where do you work at? What do you do for a living? Here's the question. What do you do for a living? But, again, being a regular Joe... Absolutely not. Oh, yeah, okay, whatever. You Leon C. Yeah, yeah, you got a nice channel. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah, it's flattering that you are so supportive. Yeah, it's flattering that you speak the truth. It's flattering that you're concerned about the empowerment of people. Yeah, whatever. Let me go get my PhD. I'm too busy. I want to go chase my career. And, yeah, I'll talk to you later when you get your millions. That will be the response. Therefore, in other words, her intentions is different in reality because we had so many examples. We've had so many evidences. We have a lot of evidence. I don't even have to talk about it. Where men have been fleeced because the relationship is about maintaining the stone. The stone isn't to go away. The stone stays in the monkey box because that means when you put your hand in it, you are going to be committed to this stone. You can't pull your hand out. You got to maintain it. And in order for you to remove your hand, that is from this relationship or this marriage, you have to let go of the stone. You got to let go of the golden stone and flatten your hand out again in order to pull it out of the box. Blue pill betas who got into this relationship or marriages because they were fleeced, because they were deceived, because they were soft, and because they were passive. They started bending the box and breaking the box, whereas when the woman sticks her hand in the monkey box, she's able to take the golden stone without any accountability. She can just take the stone for herself, and he's left with the empty box. I expect at this point you understand what I'm saying. If you're not, please, please go to a different channel, because I don't want to have to break it down for you. I don't do half-hearted thinkers here. So she takes the stone and she's out. For so many years, that has been done. It's been done to the point where they've done it to so many of their past marriages, their boyfriends. They've done it through college. They've done it through their high school years, to the point where they feel like, here we go, feel like emotionally like, okay, that they are entitled to the golden stone whenever they meet a man. So that way he is set up to pay for everything. The date, the house, the home, the car, the problems, the headaches. Every issue is his fault, including opening up the pickle jar. Because she's used to doing it based on blue pill betas who created the box, or shall I say engineered the box for her to put her hand in there and be able to pull it out. But yet if he tries to do that, okay, because he wants to be a bozo instead, when he tries to put his hand in the box, it's the same way. But when he tries to pull out the stone, he can't do it, because women haven't changed their game. Women haven't changed their monkey box. Their monkey box is designed where when you put your hand in there to get the golden stone, you can't grab it to pull it out. You got to flatten your hand and leave with practically nothing but your drawers on. Smart guy. You are a smart guy. Let's give a hand to a smart guy. Yay! You're a smart guy. But yet, you yourself as a beta, okay, have created a box where she is unaccountable, where she can get away with pretty much any damn thing. She put her hand in the box and she take your stones and your balls at the same time. Okay, because of you. When they should be held accountable. But thanks be to the heavens. I didn't say God. I said heavens. And I got an audio on that, but that's up to you to do your research on what I stand for as far as heaven is concerned. Okay? Thanks be to knowledge. Thanks be to the red pill. Thanks be to smarter men. Real men are not playing that game anymore. They're not getting into the arena anymore. They're not putting their hand in the monkey box anymore, because it's unfortunate for them, but it's fortunate for the woman. So now what men are saying, listen carefully, it's balanced, it's fair. This ain't woman bashing. This is what you call, wait a minute, what's that word? Come on now, classroom. What's the word? It's called, let me say it. Y'all ready? Facts. Right? He has standards now. What men are saying is, oh, if you want this golden rock, golden stone, you got to do what I am doing, and that's be accountable for your actions and confirm that you want to do this thing. So therefore, when you slide your hand in this box, you better be sure, young lady, that you're not going to grab the golden stone and just pull your hand out for free and not be accountable or responsible for your choices as to why you are here. That's called a red pill. Now, there are two other things with this, but one of them is quite obvious that I have a different twist on my red pill and a different sort of angle, because I cover everything. I don't talk about one subject. When I speak, it's for everyone. So it's good for women, it's good for men, it's good for children, it's good, just good all the way around. And it's for your health. You know that. I gave you my description of my other audios, so I don't have to explain myself to you. But there's something else that I need to bring you to to the forefront of your mind. I was reading some comments. I was doing some research and looking about religion and how relationships are gathering today. And I was also studying the mind of the woman and other men that they come in contact with. Now, on the woman's comment is different than the husband's or the man's comment. Men, and I know why, on the other end, just don't say anything. Okay, I got one word for that, and it's called beta. All right. And there's a reason why I can back that up. But when I saw her comment on what she was saying, it wasn't on my channel, it was a different channel. A lady said, I am 43 years old, and I thank God I waited this long and finally found the man of my life. And of course, it was a gospel song that was playing. It was a gospel song, and the comments was underneath that. I couldn't help but see the comments. And I began to think about that. First of all, I wanted to find the nearest trash can to hurl in. And also, I began to wonder, who is this beta, this blue pill dude? Because clearly he don't understand biology. Clearly something's wrong with his choices. Now, I know some of you thinking like, why? You know, what's wrong with her finding a husband, or finding her husband finally at the age of 43? And God, I mean, can anybody have a second chance at life? And oh my God, I mean, I just feel for her and I feel happy for her. How come you don't feel happy for her, Morpheus? You're just so mean and evil, Morpheus. What's wrong with this, Morpheus? What are you doing, Morpheus? Okay. That's the difference between red pill, blue pill. Red pill is you see what others don't see. Blue pill is you will go along with the services and the programs and get stuck in the middle, where you're the guy who will put your hand in this monkey trap. You'll be responsible to hold this golden stone, while she pretty much can do whatever the hell she want to do. She can put her hand in it, grab it, pull it out. She can not be committed to it, or she can be standing there and don't put her hand in it at all. But you, as a blue pill beta, is responsible to stay responsible for holding on to this golden stone. And you're held to the fire no matter what you do. You're kicked around, you're ostracized, you talk bad about your standards and your decisions. They'll cut you down, they give you shaming language. They'll try to deplatform you. They'll try to talk bad about you. They'll try to destroy your name and your profile, all because you got standards, or because you pull your hand back and say, this is a operation here of camaraderie. Either you're going to comply to the relationship's dynamic, or I'm not going to comply myself at all. And then the moment you do that, she get upset with you because the game is up. The game is for you to lose. It's rigged for you, or for men in general, to fail. It's a matriarchal idea. So therefore, that's the plot. So of course the enemy's going to get mad when you pull away from the battlefield, because you realize you're outnumbered. You're not operating or negotiating from a position of power. You're negotiating from a position of weakness, because you're coming behind 80% blue pill betas that have come before you, called your grandfathers and your fathers, because they didn't know anything but their thumb that they kept sucking their entire life instead of sucking on some knowledge. So therefore, the generations that came afterwards got to clean up their mess and realize that they have been bamboozled by the opposite sex, and it hurts. That's a reality that we can't take. Deal with it. But however, it's funny. I'm laughing. Ha ha. It's funny how a older woman would say, I finally have the husband of my life. I waited this long. I waited this long. The lifetime of a woman is different than the lifetime of a man. The quality in which she have engaged her relationships in the past is different than a man. You'll say, well, Morpheus, you was talking about balance, and you was talking about it works both ways and compromise. Yeah, but we are two different species, though. Do you understand? We're two different entities on the face of the planet. Man and woman are two different species altogether. You're not like me. Do I have to make myself clear? Therefore, yes, You can compromise, come together, and try to work it out as a team, but you got to be responsible for your phylum and your requirements according to your genetics. That doesn't mean that you can't find a middle ground. The middle ground means you are doing something that helps the relationship flourish. It doesn't matter if somebody's doing a 80 or a 20 or 20 and a 10 or a 90 and a 10. If it works out for the agreement of the relationship, because the golden stone is between you and your partner, between you and your lover, you and your husband, you and your boyfriend, you and that person. That's who it's against. So it's up to you. That's why it's called making love. You don't go into love, you make it. It's called understanding the fundamentals that you both have agreed upon, like I described in the beginning, where you are going to commit to a decision, almost like a contract. Once you committed to the decision, you are bound to it. You break the contract. Okay, they got many technical and business jargons for this and descriptions, but I'm gonna say you was pretty much a traitor. You broke a promise. Now you're my enemy. That's how I look at it. No, you broke my trust. Okay, you're finished. You're done. You're done. You're cut off just like a branch of a tree. I don't need you no more. Get gone. Okay, and that depends on the contract. What did you sign up for? Y'all signed up to agree, okay, to hold on to this golden stone called a relationship or a marriage that provided you with what? I told you, because you don't want to die alone. Oftentimes, you know what monkeys used to do? It was a story, but it's true. They said they did a scientific research, and they put a shiny silver object in a box. And they let the monkeys play around this box, and one of the monkeys noticed that it was shining. It was shining. It was bright. It looked expensive. It was an interesting item or property in this enclosure. And so the monkey reached his hand in there. Why? Here, what? Wait. Shut up and ask yourself the question. Why? Why, people? Because it was shiny. Because it looked expensive. Because it was what? What? Ladies and gentlemen, what? Attractive. What makes men attractive to women? What did I give you? I gave an example of the Ferrari. What makes them attractive? Huh? What makes men attracted to women? Because something is there shining. It seems lucrative. It seems luxurious. It seems like, oh, I don't have to work for the rest of my life. I got this man who makes 6 figures a year. All I need to do is just sit down, be pretty, say nothing, and I am okay. No, sweetheart, baby cakes, pumpkin pie, darling, cotton candy. No. This is not the generation for that, sweetheart, because most of you aren't wives. I was gonna say women. Most of you aren't wives. Wives. When a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. That means you are already wife material. That means you know what it means to be a wife. That means you know the duties of what it takes to hold down a home. In the days where women did that, where linen wasn't a problem, cleaning up wasn't a problem, cooking, cleaning, making bath water, taking care of the children, being a nurturer, and all the list goes on, blah, blah, helping out, licking the envelopes, being dutiful, being the ride or die chick. Right? That was in the past. Yes, maybe in the 1940s, 60s, somewhat near the 80s and around the 70s and so far. Yeah, maybe a woman can do that. Yeah, sit down, baby, on the couch and look beautiful, and I will take care of this because you're going to take care of everything in the home. My children are going to be fed. My floor is going to be clean. My clothes are going to be clean as well, ironed and folded. Bath water is waiting for me. My steak is steaming and ready when I get home. My phone bill is paid. Okay, the car is parked in the garage where it's supposed to be. The blinds are drawn where it's supposed to be. My envelopes are licked. All I got to do is come home and greet you at the door or at the bedroom, and the next stage of your requirements is fulfilled. Do you got what I'm saying? That's that day. Not today. Today is I'm not going to do all that. You're going to do that for me. That's women that I'm talking about right now. You're going to pay for everything. You're going to go out there and suffer while I'm getting my PhD. And after I get my PhD and do whatever I want to do, I still want you to be here making 6 figures and having all this money. And I'll just sit here and look pretty because that's all you want. Even though I don't know how to fold clothes, even though I don't really know how to clean up like I should, because if you visit my house, I got high heels, I got shirts and dresses and stuff all over the floor because my mommy never taught me, and there's never a father in my life, so I don't know how or what to do or how to begin the process of learning how to be a wife. So that means I'm gonna have to figure out what to do. That means you're gonna have to train me or teach me. For some of you who are too sensitive with this type of subject or talk. So therefore, for him to do that now, it's a risk because the boxes have been generated to the point where you can put your hand in the monkey box and take this golden object and leave and not even understand what the box is. Do you know what's valuable is not inside the box? It's what's outside the box. Uh-oh. Did you realize that it's not the golden stone in the box that's valuable? It's the box itself. The fact is, both of you have been committed to be in this exclusive, responsible, accountable relationship that required you to have knowledge to compromise, deal with the hard times, the good times, for sicker or for poor. Hell, oh, am I speaking to myself or am I talking to you? Therefore, she wasn't concerned about the very reason that she was putting her hand in this box. She was concerned about, here we go, what was in the box. Although the box provided shelter, although the box provided protection, although the box provided organization and logic and reason, and I would say modified, you could say monogamy, but you could say a very decent idea of living where you can avoid STDs. You don't have to be out on the road. You don't have to keep jumping from relationship to relationship, because starting a new relationship is hard. It's hard starting a new relationship every year or every time you break up because you don't know how to make up properly. Because you don't know how to make up your mind and make the right decisions of who you with and decide to compromise with them. So you got more breakups than makeup. Or I'm not going to say you don't have more breakups than makeup on your face after dealing with all the stress, frustration, pimples, losing sleep, saggy eyes, getting older. That's pretty much the only makeup that most of us are successful with anyway, called a facade. That's called being a clown face. Oh, it don't feel good, but I tell it like it is. If I had a church right now, I'd be like, yes. Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you clown. Oh, yeah. Can I get a witness? Can I get a witness? Oh, pass that offering plate. Oh, and over here. Y'all think I'm playing? If it was really the way it's supposed to be, why is there such thing as a red pill? Now, my version of a red pill goes to health, it goes to family, it goes to children and all that, which is considerable. But what I mean by the RP, okay, what I mean by the Crimson Capsule, okay, is that men would not need to branch away and realize that other men just have an empty box with no golden stone in between. No golden stone inside, because men came together and say, wait a minute, you know what, dude, I was with this girl and I got a divorce robbed and she took my children all across the country and I wasn't able to see my child until my child was 16 because she couldn't bear the responsibility of this young boy being bigger than she is and taller than her. And now she want to call me for help. Uh-oh. Morpheus is killing it. And then he's like, you know, talking to other guys, and he show his box, meaning what he requires out of his relationships, and realize there's no golden stone there. Then the other guy comes up to him and he got the same, wait a minute, I'm missing the golden stone. Whoa, 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 whoa. 5 other guys start coming up to it. Wait a minute. Now they all realizing, wait a minute, we are all missing a golden stone in these boxes. Listen. And where are the girls? Here we go. Listen, single, no husband, and they might have 2 or 3 different kids on child support, okay, on some type of government assistance program or alimony, or she took somebody's money stating that he owes her because he's a CEO or a multi-millionaire or whatever the hell they do, okay? And they got the bags of stones, golden stones. All the girls do, and the false sense of entitlement and the over unrealistic standards. That's right. While other men are seeing, and as men, you stand around a circle, y'all all look in your boxes and realize the stones are missing. You look over your shoulder and you look at the groups of girls, they all got bags of golden stone. So guess what? Common sense comes in. Common sense comes in. And that's the generation you live in today. That's what you got now. But yet you got some of the new girls who was born yesterday still talking about, oh, I want a relationship. I want to find a husband. I want to find a husband. But yet I don't understand what this box is for. I don't understand what it takes to maintain this box. That doesn't mean because there's a golden stone inside there that I'm supposed to put my hand in there and take the golden stone out. That means it's supposed to stay in there, and we both are supposed to hold this golden stone and be committed to each other. And learn how to compromise, learn how to listen, learn how to get off of our high horse and support and help the other person's needs and desires instead of being selfish. Walking in the house talking about, oh, I got a PhD, so I expect for you to have a PhD, and I'm making this much money per year. I expect for you to make this much money per year. Who the hell are you, God? As if that's going to make your life better. The most miserable people think like that. Both of you got your own box and your own stone, and y'all living together for an arrangement, not because you care about the other person. The most miserable people that I can ever, and then I try to crack a joke with them. They got a straight face. Man, Morpheus, you play around too much. You a child, Morpheus. I'll get that sometime. You're crazy, Morpheus. You out of your mind, Morpheus. You need a psychologist, Morpheus. You know, you need a woman, Morpheus. You need to go back to church, Morpheus. Why? They're miserable. Because they're church bigot. They haven't traveled nowhere around the world. They're stuck in their PhD lifestyle, functioning like automatons that they want to be, with dumb phones, living in a house unhappy, with unrealistic expectations, not living the way life is supposed to be, because they want to organize what they think it is based on their plutonic shallow water standards that have nothing to do with the real relationship. They're not there for the person. They're there for what that person can provide for them. Welcome to America, with a big cheesy smile and yellow teeth. So therefore, with the 43-year-old woman, again, getting back to the subject, yeah, I drew you off like that. Pay attention. That's what I do. Talking about, I finally met the man of my dreams. Thank God, finally, God brought my man my way. So here's the trick. So she did not acquire a relationship 43 years ago. Wait, let's do the math. She couldn't find a man somewhere 43 years ago. Most likely she's been all over the place. Most likely, of course, she's not a virgin or virtuous. Of course, she wasn't good at relationships. So she had all that time to put her hands in the golden monkey box and hold on to the golden stone. And now all of a sudden, because she's getting older and her body's becoming decrepit, okay, she can no longer do what she used to do when she was 21 years old. And now she thinks she deserved to put her hand in a monkey box, and God finally gave her the opportunity to get the golden stone. No, she achieved a beta, not a real man who understands what's going on. Now, I know that's going to offend a lot of people. I know it's going to step on some toes because some of you are born from Uncle Joe. What that is I'm going to tell you who Uncle Joe is. Uncle Joe is this guy who was born in the 1970s, 60s, somewhere around there, or 50s. He's old. This is the old guy who still thinks that women are the way that they was when he was in high school so many years ago. Okay, he still thinks about the ballroom dancing and long dresses, and women act like they have some proper decorum. That men are supposed to open up the doors and treat women with respect. Women are like cotton candy and men are like frog juice. He still thinks that. So he's a type of beta who will raise his child up to tell him, oh, you're supposed to get married. You're supposed to do this. You're supposed to work hard and then get a retirement and die happy. That's the type of Uncle Joe I'm talking about. So this Uncle Joe have offspring and children who still believe, I said believe, not for me, but for you, who still believe. Okay, somebody said they want you want my dictionary word. Oh, that expect is my word. You got it? Expect. That still wants men to expect in their high expectations based on the engineering of society to work hard, lay down the red carpet, be the provider, do this and that. Okay. And so guess what? So these type of men are still existing today. They still existent. So therefore they luck out as well. They don't get the high school sweetheart that they have, they was probably interested in. They didn't make too much of a good progress in their life, and in their mind, oh, I'm getting older, so I might as well settle down because that's what Uncle Joe said. You say, okay, Morpheus, how do you know this? Well, she said her husband was 53 years old. She's 43. I know some of you think, well, that is kind of young, but not really. Not really. No. He's still a bit younger than that. He could have did better, but that's going to step on her toes. Not my problem. It's yours. Okay. But he at least should know what he's getting himself into, because men age like fine wine. Women age like cheese. If anything, I'll be looking for somebody who's in her 30s, not 43. Like, dang, 50 and 30. Yeah, because I know the older she is, the more she's been around. Okay, if I can afford a brand new car and I'm 53 years old, I'm gonna go buy a brand new car. If I want a nice looking Camaro, right? A Z20, what's that? Z20 something? I don't know. I don't care. I don't do too much about the Chevys and stuff like that. I'm into things like the exotics and Italian, and of course I told you that, Ferrari, stuff like that. Things that, Chevys and Fords and Dodge. I'm just not that type of person. I really care less. But for some of you who are, you might want to go out there and get a Camaro, right? It will make no sense if you are a multimillionaire or you got the money, which is virtue, value, sense of being, and you got wealth. Why would you go purchase a used car and there's a Camaro right there for sale? And the reason why you don't want to touch it is because somebody said, oh, you're 50? You're talking to a girl who's 32 years old? You are a dog. You're sick. But wait a minute. No. She's a grown woman, and she made a decision to be with me. Oh, she's with you because she's on her money. You're talking about this golden stone, but she's only with you for your money. Well, I didn't tell you to get married to her, nor did I tell you to get into a long-term relationship. She's just there. Threw a monkey wrench in your game, huh? For you who think like that. I didn't say the 53-year-old should get married or be in a relationship. He can live his life willy-nilly, according to however he feels or however he think or whatever his calculations is. And as a matter of fact, he will be happier that way than to try to peer bond himself with someone who is like tape that's been used too many times. It can't stick no longer. There is no peer bonding at that time. She's just settling, nesting after having her fun that you see out on social media all the time, on your dating sites. I had my fun. I'm looking for somebody who's serious. Blue pill betas are cleanup guys. They're the janitors. They're the guys after the party is over, after you get done going to the party, after you get done at your at the cafeteria, and some of the plates might still be sitting on the table. They're the ones who clean up afterwards. Not men who have value to themselves. Men who have value got choices. I'm not 53 years old, and nor am I a millionaire, but I myself got choices as well. I got good choices. And I can't tell you how many times I meet women who is probably 2 ages older than myself or at my age talking about, we are a perfect couple. And I'm looking at her like, you are a joke. Because you see that 24-year-old sitting over there who's crossing her legs, staring at me. She got a better chance than you. Take your high mileage, okay, cracked leather, all right, busted up floorboards, warped out, gapped up tires, loud, loose, unmodified muffler, okay, and your dislodged windows and your non-working air conditioning unit down the street somewhere. Go take that and put it in the salvage yard. I can't make it no more clear than that. Not interested in driving you that's been driven for over 300,000 miles. You should be out of commission. This girl over here, okay, she's ready to be driven. Her leather smells fresh. All right, she got meat on her wheels. She got hair that's real. Uh-oh. She got curves, not bumps. Okay? And everything on her is exactly the way it's supposed to be, unmodified, and her exhaust pipe sounds quite well. Okay? I ain't gonna go there. Not gonna go there. Y'all get my drift? So as a man of value, why would I not go for the best? But yet you got this person talking about God. Listen, she said, God brought me my husband. Finally, he was worth the wait. Wait a minute. Let's reverse that for a moment. He was worth the wait. He was worth the wait. I'm sorry, sweetheart. Women don't have time like men do. We're on a different biological clock. You don't have time to be waiting. See, a lot of women know this. They know that at the end of the road, there's still going to be somebody waiting for her. That's why they have the confidence, because they've been stealing all this time. They've been stealing the clock for so long and manipulating you peanut eating peons for so long, where she's cocky now. And she's right. She's absolutely right. There's always going to be a beta there who's going to get on one knee, put on his monkey suit, and swear his manhood away and say, okay, baby, let's get married and do the financial contract and stick myself for the rest of my life and get prepared for a great divorce. If she didn't peer bond with someone 43 years ago, what the hell makes you think she's going to peer bond with you now? She's only with you out of arrangement and respect, if anything, not because she's concerned about you as a man. You think all of a sudden she's going to learn how to appreciate a man when she's had men in her life for 43 years? I'm going to say it just like Kevin Samuels. Get the French toast out of here. As a matter of fact, your French toast is burnt and it's stale. Get the French toast out of here. But you know what? Men who don't comprehend this don't understand. That's why we're living in such unhappy times and everything's so unbalanced, because not enough men like myself are speaking. Now, we got a handful of them. Don't get me wrong. They're trying. But not enough, because every time I raise up my head, there's always still what I've just described to you. People still going around your country talking about, yes, I finally found somebody who's going to take my leftovers. Finally, somebody's getting ready to take the trash out. I found a janitor. Somebody who's not going to, somebody who's going to allow me not to be accountable or responsible for my actions. I had all these years to put my hand into the monkey box and hold on to it, but now all of a sudden I get another chance to do it. So I guess I escaped the responsibility. I escaped being able to reflect on my behavior. Do you realize when people are without what they really want, sometimes they have to reflect on why they don't have it? Do you know sometimes when people are, they're unmarried, they can't find a boyfriend, they can't find a good relationship, they are forced to do self-reflection. They're forced to go through therapy. They are forced to ask someone, hey, what is wrong? And then they are able to correct their problems and their issues. But when men give women a pass, when men are monkey enough to say, okay, label me the dodo bird in Morpheus' Academy because that's what I am. I am Ralph the dog as well. Right? It is pretty much inevitable that she will never find out that she's the problem in a relationship. That she may be full of hypergamy and she may always say, I'm not happy for the smallest insignificant thing because she's used to not being accountable for her actions. Like going to a toy store. You have a rich mom and dad who can buy you pretty much anything and everything. And because you know that they can do that, you're not going to go for a very simple, cheap toy. You're going to try to get the most expensive. And if you break that one and they're going to be dumb enough to buy you another one, you're not going to keep your toy. Here we go. You're not going to keep the golden stone. You're not going to do what it takes to keep that relationship because you know you're going to get another one. Blue pill daddy, monkey simp, he's still going to provide you with another opportunity at a relationship. So therefore, you're not going to keep what you got. You're not going to polish and make it better. You're not going to keep this car and modify it and make sure that it stays on the road longer. You're not going to change the oil. You're not going to wash the windows. You're not going to do self-maintenance because somebody's going to accept you for who you are. This is deep. You go to a car lot and you see a brand new car versus an old car. Okay, y'all consumers, you know about this. Would it make sense for both price tags to be the same? You know, this brand new car over here is $43,000. This old car with 256,000 miles, everything is used on it. The wheels aren't even brand new to be the same price of $43,000. What do you call it? I know you can put that down in the description box. What do you think that is? Would you be dumb enough to buy this car that's old for the same price? That's what it is. So when you got this woman talking about, oh, I'm 43 years old. I finally found the man of my dreams. I waited long enough. So that means she wants the same price. Listen, she wants to be brought with the same price as a 24, 25, 26 or 20, 23-year-old girl. She wants the same respect. She wants the same price. She wants the same value. She thinks she has the same mileage. She thinks she has the same capacity. As a matter of fact, some of them think they got more because they PhD smart, because they went to college and they have their own bank account and they drive in their own car. They think they have more than the 23 or the 24-year-old girl. You're dead wrong. You know what the 23 and 24-year-old girl got over you? Youth, beauty, potential, time, probably even virtue, maybe, depending on where she's born at and what she does with her body. And she still have time before her eggs dry up. That's what she got over you. And she can probably do hula hoops, flip over backwards, do do yoga, do gymnasium activities, and you can't because you're talking about, oh, my back hurt, I can't do it. Slow down, Morpheus, I can't keep going. It's been 20 minutes already. Please stop. Slow down. Too much. Oh, my back hurt. Oh, I need a glass of water. Woo, I can't handle this. Let me just lay here, just let you do 23, 24, 25, 26-year-old girl go, let's keep going. I got it. Yes, go, let's go. Got it. There, I can flip. I can do this. Yeah, okay. Next. Yeah, I'm keeping it uncut today. I'm keeping it uncut. Nothing is edited out of this one. But yet, you got one of the guys from the manosphere. Okay, and it's in the I told you about this. The problem is when they are masculine, real men trying to steer men in the right direction. We're only, let's just say 23% of us. 23%. The rest of the world are blue pill monkey betas who are supporting bad, unbalanced accountability and bad behavior, which makes the manosphere suffer. So when we are looking for virtuous, ongoing, responsible, and accountable women, it's hard to find, because you know what she's going to say? Well, if you don't do it, to the left, box to the left, right? Get the kicking rocks and keep on going, because she know there's going to be 5 or 6 different other blue pill monkeys that's going to replace you, and to her, in her mind, your small standards, so she don't have to be accountable to change her perspectives. So therefore, when you try to hold a home, when you want a committed relationship, when you want to invest in her, when you want to be the knight in shining armor, I'm not saying you should, but when you want to, when you feel like it, as into the real emotion, feeling, and when you have the potential to, you can't, because you know within your red pill consciousness that it's going to fail, because you are aware of the conditions that it is unbalanced, that you're going to get fleeced, that she's going to come back to you after 20 years of being with other men and giving her body away to them, giving her time away to them, giving her womb away to them. She's going to come to you at 220 pounds, 3 kids later, pimple face, 2 divorces, and say, okay, I finally want to hold the golden stone. And your response to that would be, hell no.